Good morning, Judy. Allan here with Adventurous Stampin in San Antonio, Texas. Getting ready to slide into afternoon. So today it's all about easy peasy, quick and easy. We're going to be using scraps to make those cards because we are on a time frame, right? Christmas is close, but you can use this anytime, all right? But it's all about using our scraps today or what we have left over from other stuff. All right, with that, let's go down to the hands and let's get going because we're going to do 3 cards. And I'm starting off with this card right here. And these are, and I've got the measurements. Let me move measurements over here for you so you know. I am using 2 1x4s and 2 1x3s. And this is just so easy to do. I have scrap paper. I always have scrap paper left over from something. Everything, really. So this is just a quick and easy way. I'm using Blackberry Bliss. Well, let's see if I can get my tape runner going. Let me get the other one. I'm using Blackberry Bliss. And let me just get this over here. See, we get the tape going. I'm ready to go, but the tape isn't necessarily ready to go with me. So I'm starting with a long piece first that I'm actually going to put on here. It's really just sort of anchor. It doesn't really matter. But this is the 1x4. So if you want to know how we decided that, it's basically because we're using 1-inch strips, right? So it's taking your 4 1/4. No, I'm sorry. Your 4-inch, right? Where we are doing the 5 1/4 this way. So it's just taking 1 inch off, right? Is what you want to get basically down to, because that's the space we normally use. And then we just do it from there. So just a little math. All right, so it doesn't matter if you did it here or the next spot, because anywhere you go, we're going to get this the card covered, right? So I'm just going to put this here. And then we're going to get this one down here on the other side here. So it's going to go a little bit right there. Now it looks like I didn't leave myself enough space. So if I didn't, then we'll just deal with it, right? Because we're going to make 3 of these. And I'm doing all my scraps from 3 different papers that I have. And it's not just paper scraps I have. I have tags that are leftover scraps. I shouldn't say they're scraps, right? It's one of those things that sometimes you go and you create and you go, I really don't like that too much. It's not like it didn't turn out the way I wanted it. Okay, now I would have actually done this a little bit. We're going to do the next one just a little bit different. But it doesn't matter, right? Bottom line is that Christmas is not that far away, or somebody's birthday is not that far away, and you've got cards to make. And we want to get them done. So the quickest and easiest way is what we're doing right now, is we're going to make some 1x4s. And so I actually should have tightened that up a little bit tighter on the top, right? But that's okay, because we're going to put this beautiful tag right here in the middle. And we're going to stamp it, and I have Merry Christmas. And I am going to put on dimensionals. I would tell you that putting things on dimensionals may take time, but that's okay. And we're going to stamp this. And it's up to you. I am going to add just a little bit of embellishment because I like embellishment. But it's done, right? And then we have a quick and easy card. I'm going to clean that in just a moment because I have to, because we're going to change colors. And then we're just going to put this up on dimensionals and add a bling or 2. And we're done, okay? So that's what I'm into. I'm even using these scraps today too. So actually, I have one other thing that I thought that I might use. So I'm just going to put this here. I'm in a scrappy day today, right? It's like I got scraps I want to use up. I have Christmas shopping I need to get done. And I'm just going to put that down the middle. So I got things to do, right? We're all in that mode right now. Things to do, planning. I know it's only December the 14th. Sorry, 14th. I lost a day. And we got things to do. We got to plan it out. We might be ordering things online, going to the store. It doesn't matter. So see, it's really not going to overly matter that much because really and truly my focal point's going to be right here. That's where I want it to be, on Merry Christmas, not on how perfect that was there or not. Now I went ahead and pulled this out because I think this is just a nice added touch of the silver. I could easily add anything else I wanted to add. So making sure I got the right side down. You could add this anywhere you want. But I'm just going to add this one, I think, right about there. You know, I could easily add it right there, right? Ooh, I like that too. All right, let's add that right there. And that sort of takes away from the larger gap that I used there that I really didn't really want to do, but I did. And then we can just add some other bling later. But right, I just want to be quick and easy, so I'm just grabbing leftover stuff. And I'll show you just a minute my tag leftover stuff. Now set that aside. So my tag leftover stuff looks like, trying to find the mess it looks like. Let's see here, just a second. So here's my tag. So see, I make a lot of tags. And I think I'm going to use a color and I change my mind, or I'm die cutting and I decide to do several while I'm at it. So I always have extras. So I'm going to set this aside and we can add a little bit more bling. Oh, I don't want it to slide off. Okay, it's got to dry, right? Because we're on, this is not regular paper, right? This snowflakes is on a vellum type paper. So it's going to take a little bit longer to dry. And if I did something just on regular cardstock, right? Okay, so I'm going to gently set it aside over here. And we'll let it dry. I might even change the sides. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We'll let it dry. Okay, we'll let it dry and we can add some more in a minute if we want to. Okay, so let's move on. So I've got scraps. And so I always tell you, if you've seen me on Zoe and Anna Stamping with Paper Pumpkin, save your scraps. Well, see, I'm going to use the scrap next week to show you another quick and easy, right? Easy peasy, quick and easy. That's right. That's what we're into right now because that's what we got. So here goes the next card. All right, this one here is the gnomes that we had. I had leftover gnomes because if I'm going to cut out one gnome out of the paper, I'm going to cut more than one, right? That just makes sense to me because I've got my die cutting machine out. And I want to make use of my time. So for me, I don't know about you, but for me, it's just easier to go ahead and do it. So I'm going to tighten this up a little bit more this time than I did, or spread it out. Do it differently. How about that? So I'm just going to go ahead and lay mine out so I can get my distance a little bit better than what I did the last time. It's right in here. It's right in there. Okay, so if you have to, now I wrote these measurements down. If you want to do it differently, then I just do it differently. I just would like to just tighten it up. In other words, if I've got 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch here, I'd like to do it on both the top, bottom, and sides, right? I just would like to get it all sort of evenly. So see how that is there? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some tape on here. Get this down before I change my mind, because it's all about quick and easy, right? Easy peasy, quick and easy. So we're going to just do that. Because if I go around and keep on changing my mind, we'll never get through, right? And that's what it's all about, is I already know I have like 4 people that was not on my list to mail out Christmas cards to. They've sent me Christmas cards. So I want to be sure to send them Christmas cards, right? So now, since I didn't on my schedule, I need to hurry up and make some Christmas cards that are beautiful and handmade. And they don't know how long it took me to make them, unless they're making handmade cards too. And then they might know. But if not, they don't know that if I did this quick and easy or not. It's almost out of tape there. Alright, so we're just going to put this down here. Okay, so you can see how I tightened up the look. Now, I am a person that likes my corners to match, alright, as best as possible. You know, I'm not saying it has to be perfect and you have to get the ruler out or anything, but okay. So I do at least like to get it like that, right? So like I said, this is leftover. I'm going to put this up on dimensionals. But first, I'm going to get my stamping. Now this one, I'm not going to use a tag. Thing is, I'm using white paper, so I don't have to use a tag. The other one was Blackberry Bliss, a very dark color, and I needed a tag, right? So I'm just going to stamp Merry Christmas. There you go. Now you might say, well, I don't know if I could stamp that straight. That is okay. If you can't and you make a mistake, then go and use a dimensional. Or not a dimensional, a tag. Just cover it up. Because nobody will know, right? Alright, so we're going to put some dimensionals on our gnome here that we had left over out of our stack. And I'm just going to raise him up a little bit because I can. And you know what? Before I even put him down, let's see here. If I can put a snowflake behind it or if that's just going to be too much. And it may be. It may be. You'd have to tell me. I could do it like that. But I sort of have to turn it right because I don't want to take away from my Merry Christmas. I could do that. Now for me, that's not quite as quick and easy peasy as I was looking for, but that's okay. I still think it's cool. And I'm trying to think, well, I can use this. See if I have to open another pack or I can just use this. But you know, these fit beautifully behind the snowflakes. And I'm just going to pinch that off right there. It's going to stick to my thumb, and that's okay. Because I got to clean it off and get it off in a minute anyway. And I'm just going to stick this right here. So I wanted to make sure not to cover up my Merry Christmas, right? So I'm just going to put it right there. And then I can come around and I'm just going to put my gnome right here on the side. And that way I've used up some things that I still have left over. And I'm working on my stash pile. Whoop, whoop. There you go. That's number 2. All right, number 3. Here we go. And look at where. Alright, so this one here, again, we're using scrap paper. And I'm just going to go ahead and clean my stamp off right now and stamp Merry Christmas. So you notice, I went ahead and used the same stamp, right? The thing is because on this style, it's very, this takes up the space in the center, right? One way or the other. And it makes it easier for me that I'm just swapping out colors now instead of swapping out stamps. So that's the other trick to sit there and make it quick and easy, right? Easy peasy, quick and easy. Let me see so you can see this here. And nice thing is, even if I messed up, right, I can flip this over and do it again. Alright, which I'm not in that mode today. Yay. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing we just did. So what you're seeing is that I'm using 3 different papers, right? These are all scraps I have left. And it was really nice because sometimes when I'm creating, I end up with these really funky looking pieces. And this white with the red poinsettias here was one of those because I cut out the whole poinsettias because we used it to create with. And so I end up with these funky looking leftover scraps. And it's like, man, just clean it up to 1 inch. And you get to use those scraps. So I'm going to do the same thing, right? I'm just going to leave a little bit of edge at the top here, I think. And we're going to do that there. So I'm trying to center it as best I can, right? Okay. So that's mostly the bigger challenge is, you know, spacing it. Now, if the thing is, if you want it a little bit more larger, then what do you got to do? It's on the space in between. Just go and shave off some side of the paper there, whichever side you need to get it the way you want it. That's all you got to do. So I'm going to do the same thing I did a while ago. I'm going to anchor this down, get this down here. And then, see, I still have my space down here like I like it. And then we'll have it up here. So then all we got to do is put the tag in the middle. And I did bring some gold embellishments just because I can at least put one on, right? Taking one takes more time to open the package than it does anything else. Okay, so out of all of them, I said I would like this layout the best because I think it came out the best the way I wanted it to, distance-wise. But you know, it's one of those things, it doesn't matter. Whoever you give this to, because it's all about giving, it's all about creating, sharing, and giving. And the person that you give it to is going to be so delighted like me. I've got these surprise Christmas cards coming in that I was not expecting. Let me start down here, might be easier. And as a result now, I'm making some more cards that was not on my agenda, right? So, okay, so you see them right here, and it's not like I really want it. So, all I'm going to do, I'm not going to sweat the small stuff. I only need a smidgen off, right? Let's see here. And I'm just going to take my scissors and make it happen. Okay, yep. Okay, there we go. So, don't sweat the small stuff. I always tell people, don't sweat it. Don't get bent out of shape. Trim it or whatever you need to do. It's easy to do. Nobody should be taking out a measuring device. I'll say that, measuring device. To see how well you did it one way or the other. We're not in a contest, right? We're just getting cards out to people that have a meaning to our lives. One way or the other, right? All right, so that's all I'm going to do. And then we'll have 3 quick cards made from 1-inch scraps. So what I would tell you is I went and just took my scrap paper and I just went and cut off the pieces that I wasn't going to use, get it down to that one piece, and I'm going to use this right here on this one. And I'll show you if I'm going to use any other. Just give it a little extra richness, right? Just going to give it a little extra here and there. We'll put 3 on here. Give it a little gold sparkle because it's just so pretty. And I'm going to put 1 more. And then we are done. We have created 3 quick, easy cards just using 1x1s. So let's take a look at what we got. We have this one here with the poinsettias and everything. And we added just a little bit of bling. This one here is where I used the snowflake paper, and I added this right here. And I can go ahead and add this. The reason why I like this one is because it picks up the colors around it, right? It's not going to take away from anything. But I'm just going to add a couple here. And that other piece, it looks like it might have dried. A couple here. And it just picks up the colors around it. So that's what I like about these. Alright, so I just add a couple of those, add some bling here, and last but not least, we have this right here. We could have had bling if we wanted to. I was okay without it, but you decide, right? It's all about being quick and easy. So how quick and easy was that? Just using 1-inch strips, leftovers, using leftover tags you might have, and let's see what else I used leftovers. Well, all my embellishments were leftovers as well too. It's what I have left in my pile, right? It's my stash pile. So there you go. No reason why you can't get those cards out still, because there's 3 cards I just created very easily to show you how to do that. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, be sure to share it, not only here, but on Facebook, and share it with your friends, and we would really appreciate that. All right, so go out there, create, share, and give. Be blessed. Look forward to seeing you next week on Adventurous Stamping, and we will show you another easy peasy, quick and easy with the 1.5-inch squares left over from the stuff I cut today. All right? All right. Be blessed. Bye.